Tesla's semi-entering mass production and Robotaxis entering mass production in China are not separate stories. They are the same story. Autonomous EVs have officially moved from experiments to scalable businesses. That's the real headline today. Hi everyone, this is Ken. Today, I want to talk about two developments that, on the surface, look unrelated. Tesla confirming real mass production of the Semi, and a Robotaxi program in China moving into large-scale manufacturing. But when you connect the dots, you start to see something much bigger. This video is about what these signals mean for Tesla's long-term business model, why cost curves matter more than headlines, and how investors should start thinking differently about the future of mobility. Let's start with Tesla Semi. Elon Musk has now clearly stated that Tesla's electric semi-truck is entering a true mass production phase, not a limited pilot, not a handful of demonstration units, but real production. We're also hearing concrete details, 2 trims, a standard version, and a long-range version around 500 miles, pricing roughly in the $250,000 to $290,000 range. Those numbers matter, not because they're cheap, but because they are finally in a range where logistics companies can seriously run the math. And that's a huge shift. Here's the key point. Tesla didn't rush Semi into mass production. They waited until the economics worked. That's classic Tesla, because Tesla is not trying to sell trucks. Tesla is trying to sell systems. When a Semi goes on the road, Tesla is monetizing the vehicle itself, the charging infrastructure, the software stack, the data, and the energy. That's a completely different business model than traditional truck manufacturers. In the diesel world, the truck maker sells a truck. Fuel companies make money on diesel, dealers make money on service, software companies sell separate systems, the manufacturer mostly exits the picture after the sale. Tesla doesn't exit, Tesla stays in the loop for the entire life cycle of the vehicle. That means every mile driven becomes a potential revenue event. This is why Semi is not just a truck. It's Tesla's first large-scale proof that heavy transport can become a recurring revenue platform. Now let's talk about why logistics companies will actually buy these trucks. Electric drivetrains have far fewer moving parts, no oil changes, no exhaust systems, no complex transmissions. That alone cuts maintenance costs significantly. Then add energy. Electricity pricing is far more stable than diesel over time. And when fleets combine grid power, solar, and energy storage, the cost advantage widens even more. So we're not talking about saving a little money, we're talking about structural cost reduction. Once total cost of ownership drops below diesel, adoption becomes inevitable, not ideological, not political, purely economic. Tesla also isn't just selling trucks into a vacuum. They are building mega chargers, high-power charging stations specifically designed for Semi. They are building dedicated service infrastructure around fleet uptime. That matters, because for fleet operators, downtime is death. Tesla is designing the entire ecosystem around maximizing utilization. And again, utilization equals revenue for Tesla. Here's where things start getting really interesting. While Tesla is scaling Semi, China is scaling Robotaxis. A major autonomous driving company working with Toyota has announced plans to mass produce more than 1,000 Robotaxis starting in 2026. Not pilots, not demos, commercial vehicles. That language is important. Mass production means one thing. Robotaxis are no longer research projects. They are becoming products. Even more important than volume is cost. The autonomous system being installed in these vehicles reportedly cuts hardware costs by roughly 70% compared to the previous generation. That number is massive because autonomy has never been blocked by software alone. It's been blocked by economics. You can build amazing self-driving systems, but if they cost too much, they never scale. Cost reduction is what unlocks scale, and scale is what unlocks profitability. This is the true transition we are witnessing. The industry has moved from asking, "Can this work?" to asking, "Can this make money?" That's a completely different phase of development. Robotaxis are entering the same stage EVs entered around 2017 to 2020 when the tech was real, but the cost curves finally made sense. Now, step back and compare the two stories. Tesla is mass-producing electric trucks. China is mass-producing robotaxis. Different products, same destination. Transportation companies are turning into mobility service platforms. They are no longer just selling metal, they are deploying income-generating assets. This shift forces investors to update their mental models. For decades, we valued auto companies based on units sold. How many cars did you ship this quarter? That metric is becoming outdated. The more important question going forward is, how many autonomous assets are active? How many miles are being driven? How much energy is being consumed? How much software is attached? Because those metrics connect directly to recurring revenue. Think about it this way. An autonomous vehicle that operates 20 hours per day is closer to a server than a car. It produces data. It consumes energy. It runs software. It generates cash flow continuously. That's why EV plus autonomy starts to resemble a subscription business, not in name, but in behavior. This is also why Tesla's strategy looks clearer over time. Tesla is not betting on one product. Tesla is building a layered stack. Passenger vehicles with FSD, commercial trucks with semi, energy generation, energy storage, charging infrastructure, AI training systems. Each layer reinforces the others. That creates a moat that is extremely difficult to replicate. Now let's talk about the long-term implication. The winners in autonomy will not simply be the companies with the best demos. They will be the companies that reach mass production first at acceptable cost. Manufacturing is the real battlefield, not press releases, not concept videos, factories, supply chains, vertical integration. Tesla has been building toward this for over a decade. That matters. This doesn't mean Tesla has no competition. It does mean Tesla is positioned at the center of multiple converging trends. EV adoption, autonomy, energy decentralization. Few companies sit at that intersection. Even fewer control as much of the stack as Tesla does. Short term, Tesla's stock will move up and down. That's noise. Long term, what matters is whether Tesla succeeds in becoming an infrastructure company for autonomous transport. Not just a car company, an infrastructure company. If that happens, today's valuation models will look outdated. So when you see news about semi-production or robotaxi production, don't think about them as isolated stories. Think of them as confirmation signals. Signals that the autonomy economy is turning real, quietly, gradually, inevitably. For long-term investors, the question is no longer, will autonomy arrive? The real question is, who will control the platforms when it does? That's the lens I use. And from that perspective, Tesla remains one of the strongest long-term strategic positions in the market. All right, that's it for today. If you found value in this analysis, please hit the like button. I post every day covering Tesla, AI, autonomy, and the future of technology. If you want to stay ahead of these long-term shifts, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and let's keep enjoying life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.